Welcome to Celebrating Everyday People, where we recognize those amazing people doing amazing work out there. My name is Yana Larson. Today, my co host is Brigitte Ben Ely of our art segment, which we do once a month. You can find us on Celebrating Everyday People on our page on Facebook and on Buzzsprout and beyond as we enhance our online presence. Brigitte, over to you.
Thank you so much, Jana. And so today we're stepping into the world of music and creativity and artistic freedom. And joining us is Annette Homann, an internationally acclaimed violist, composer, singer, pianist, and educator. And her journey took her around the globe, from touring internationally with the renowned Phil Show Barrage to performing at venues like Carnegie Hall, Lincoln Center, collaborating with artists of Michael Bublé, Helene Fischer, Alex Christensen, and Howard Carpendale, which I don't know how much they are known to our, or at least US audience, but I'm sure they are known in many other places. So whether Annette is performing classical repertoire, composing, originally crossover music, improvising live on stage, she's an amazing talent and brings a lot of energy and emotion and innovation to her performances and everything she does. And I'm very excited to have her here today and talk about her music, creativity, compositions, which she did as well, performance, and the power of artistic expression. So thank you so much, Annette. Welcome to our podcast.
Thank you
for being here.
For having me.
It's a pleasure. Absolute pleasure. Yeah, it's a pleasure. So since we are obviously there's a lot to talk about, we can just maybe we just start, a little bit, a little tour de force about what drew you to music. Tell us a bit about your path with the violin, which took you across the ocean, then back at some point, and what environment shaped your creativity and your artistic spirit.
Yeah, so well, I come from a family with 3 sisters, and we all played an instrument. We all did. I was the youngest, and I think I really always wanted to play the violin. There was never the question of playing anything else but the violin. There was a short time where I wanted to play the harp, but
wow.
But I thought, as a 5-year-old, 6-year-old, I thought, oh no, that's a lot to carry. So I chose the violin.
Smart.
Yeah, and then I just loved playing with people, together with people. So I joined the orchestras, and already then I loved traveling. I went to like Poland and France, and as a 13-year-old, and I loved that. Yeah, and then I thought my path has to be classical because Germany is very traditional. But for some reason, I thought there's something else. But I first went through all, going to school, and I did my degree in classical music. I went to Manhattan School of Music then to do my master's degree, all in classical music. But already at Manhattan School of Music, I thought, let me try all improvisation, composing, and I realized there's that side of me that I wasn't supposed to do in Germany. It was always forbidden.
Like, so was it different in New York? That's incredible.
It was different in New York. Yes, it was definitely different.
So the leap to New York, really, from Germany to New York, was created really some more freedom for you, artistic freedom?
Oh, a lot more freedom. Yes, a lot more freedom. Because first of all, it was not looked bad upon to try something new. So that was already so freeing, because there was not the pessimistic German side of saying, no, you can't do that because blah, 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 blah.
Is it still like that?
Yes.
Okay, we don't say anything.
Not as bad anymore, but it's still there,
Okay, yeah. But you go through. You cut the corners and the walls. Go ahead.
Yeah, and so I did all that, and then when I was done with school, and when I graduated at the graduation recital, I asked my classical violin teacher if I was allowed to play some jazz as well. And she said, well, I don't know anything about jazz, but you can do that as long as you do all the regular required. And I did that, and it was cool. that was like,
Wait a second. You did this at the Manhattan School of Music for the.
yes,
That is incredible that they allowed you to do this and not just doing the classical repertoire. Wow,
yeah,
it shows you that how much freedom they even give you here. When you're in the schooling, that's incredible.
yeah,
That's an,
yeah, I love that.
well, I'm sure that shaped you. That obviously was very encouraging. And just let's just jump to the to your career. I
Yes,
can't even pronounce that word. To your journey, and you started. I think quite after, shortly after, a year after or 2 years after, you started touring with the fiddle show Barrage, right? Can you,
yes.
I don't know if our listeners and viewers know about Barrage. I mean, you can say in a sentence or two who they are and how that influenced you and how that shaped you as an artist, the experience you had with them, which was for quite some time, right?
It was, yeah. I toured with them for 3 years.
That's
And they had been existing for another, I think, 10 years before I joined. And it was like a casting. There was always a casting. And I saw
mm,
that and I thought, why not trying something new? Because it was with movement, sort of like river dance, but a little
mm.
bit more the rock direction, I would say. Or, yeah. And I thought, why not dancing in front of the camera and auditioning for that
Have
and
you
doing
done that
it?
before?
No, never. But
Look
I
at
thought,
the
why not?
no, I love your spirit. I mean, I love your spirit and trying new things and testing everything and go ahead. But can you maybe just maybe you can tell our audience a little bit about Barrage and then your part in it and how that again changed you or influenced you as an artist.
Yes. So it was at the beginning, it was 9 musicians, 6 violinists,
Mm.
guitar, bass, and drums. And the 6 violinists that at some point were only 5. um, we did choreograph certain, no, always like every single song.
Mm.
And it was basically a mix of fiddle style. And whenever we went to certain countries, we added that to
Oh,
the,
wow.
yeah. So when we went to, well, I didn't go to China because I was injured, but if I had been to China, we would have added 2 Chinese songs. We went to the Netherlands, we had like a Dutch song. So it was always, or the Celtic festivals in Italy, we had a lot of Celtic music. So it changed, but basically it
Mm.
was this choreographed, high energetic fiddle
Mm.
show. Yeah. From Canada originally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very
And
interesting.
yeah, and it was about 200 to 250 shows a year. Yeah,
All over the
all over.
world.
Yes, pretty much. At my time when I was in there, I went to, well, we went to Europe, we went to Canada. I think I went to 45 states in the US
Wow. That's
and
incredible.
to
I haven't
Central
been there.
America. Yeah,
That's
it was,
incredible. Did you
yeah.
feel like it influenced your approach to to your own music and to performances in general? And
Yes, the
how did you
movement
how
part,
did it yeah,
the
the
movement
moving
part,
part.
I missed it so much. When I left it, I was like, oh my goodness, I need to move. So that definitely, it made me more, because when you are at school, you are taught to
Mm,
be perfect and perfect and perfect, and
yeah,
then only you can perform in front of an audience. And there,
yeah.
after 4 weeks, I had to have learned a 90-minute program
Mm,
memorized. And I was on stage after trying the choreography for, I don't know, a week. So
yeah.
in no way was I perfect at the beginning, because I was learning to move and being comfortable in front of an audience and laughing and whatever and singing, and
Well, I've seen
I had
some
to
of your
learn.
performances. I mean, not from that time, but I'm like, how do you do that? It's not only
Yeah,
how you do that with an instrument, also like your physical, agility is just so impressive. I mean, it's really impressive. That's
yeah, and that
fantastic.
it's I mean I love doing that. But it's also years of practicing to, for example, that
Yeah,
your bow doesn't fly away when you, I don't know, jump up and down, that you still can
yeah.
hold it, and how, like, yeah, after all these years, it's becoming normal to me to move.
Yeah.
It's
So it has
weird.
it had a big influence. These years had a big influence on you. But you left after 3 years, you said, right? And you continued building your career in New York.
Yes, yes.
You were
And
at
that was,
Carnegie, Lincoln Center,
yes.
similar, more traditional music, or
Yes, I would say yes. Most of it was, well, it was a mix of classical music,
yeah.
orchestra playing, and events. Yeah,
It's
that's
incredible.
what.
I mean, you're so versatile. It's like incredible, to jump from one genre to another. And it's really impressive. I mean, really, I don't know, it requires quite some talent. I mean, so you just said, so at some point you went back to Europe, and maybe you want to tell us a little bit about that, going back to Europe, as you said 10 years ago, right?
Yes.
When you started playing with European, mainly with European musicians, composers, producers.
Yeah, yeah, mainly. I mean,
Yeah.
well, yeah, mainly.
What do these collaborations in general, from Barrage to Europe, mainly European composers, not composers, producers, musicians, what did they teach you about? I mean, we spoke about musical flexibility, which is amazing, the creative collaboration, but in general, the collaboration, it requires, so it's not only the musical talent, it's also, personally, emotionally, it requires so much flexibility and adaptability, which is really impressive. I mean, maybe you can
Well,
talk a little bit about that. I mean,
yeah.
how does it work for you? Moving from classical performance to crossover project, from pop to entertainment, all these different artistic approaches. While knowing you, I assume you're staying true to your own voice, right? You're staying true to your own self. Maybe you
Yes.
can talk about that, and then we can just move over to your own work, which I think is very interesting. Your artistic evolution, your personal
Yeah,
projects.
I think New York City was a big, big
Mm,
learning path for me
yeah,
because, if you're from Europe, I mean, I can only talk to, of myself, but I think there
yeah,
is something about that if you're from Europe, you're like, you're supposed to, you never, I don't know, you would not meet a German person at least that says, I'm amazing. So,
that's
yeah,
true.
yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm good in this, but, so this is, and I learned, if I don't know something, I learn it. And I show up and I can actually do it because I worked hard and I know
Yeah,
and then yeah, that's what I really learned about when I was in New York City. I really learned this part and going, well, that's the one thing, like the confidence to be like, okay, I don't know it, but
yeah.
I'm gonna work hard and then I can do it. And no matter on what stage I
I
am
agree.
standing on,
I, but
you
I
know?
think it's very much the spirit of the country, true, right? That I think it's not only German in Europe, and I know I have some friends from Russia. We are taught to be very self-critical and question everything we do.
Yes.
And so I must say, my years here, that's what I learned as well. And as my dear co-host Jana Larsen tends to say, jump into the pool. You learn swimming while you jump, right? It's like, I mean,
Yes.
and that's not verbatim, but kind of. And so I agree with you.
Yes.
This is something this country really teaches you. And again, in New York, you have the artistic, depth and width, from everyone being here, who influences you as well. I agree.
Yes.
In terms of, yeah, go ahead.
And also being motivated. Like when I
Yeah.
never forget the first day, and I was first working at a school when I returned to Germany,
Mm.
and I was ready to work. And the teacher next to me, she's like, "Oh, you're already working? It's just day number one." Like, wait, I'm here to work, right? Not to hang
It's
out.
true. You get paid without. Sorry, I
Right? I mean,
shouldn't say that.
yeah, it was very strange to me because I was highly
Yeah.
motivated, and she was like, "Yeah, we have a whole year in front of us." So that was kind of fun. No, but that's the one side. And the other, I was always interested in learning about, I mean, for me, that's like different languages, right? If you
Yeah.
play the Irish style, I don't know, I'm in Irish
Yeah.
language, you know, and if I go to the
Yeah.
classical music, I follow
Yeah.
the, so that's, yeah,
Yeah.
it's sort of like switching to
Yeah.
different language. You just have to know where you're at.
Yeah. But Annette, I think it's very important now, since
Yes,
that to give you room to talk about your own work, to about
yes,
your the album you released, and I listened to it actually. Just I have listened to it before, but I listened to it again. It's just incredible, all the influences you put in there, and as you just mentioned, all learning all the different styles, from classical to fiddle to jazz to tango, and so maybe you want to just talk, to our audience about your released crossover album, Violent Sentiments. And
yes,
you created also a solo show, right? Called Annette's String Jumps. So maybe just,
yes,
talk about that, so we can, everyone
yes,
learns more about you.
yes. Yeah, so the Violent Sentiments album, it was like a COVID project.
Oh,
Because
okay.
yeah, because I wasn't working.
The
Uh,
eternal creative person, no matter what and how and where you find room to create. So go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah, it saved me because it was hard for me to being
Yeah,
home and not being able to perform. I don't know, that was really hard for me. So
yeah, I
I
can
thought, okay,
imagine.
yeah, yeah. So I thought, okay, what I'm going to try this now, and I wrote all these, pieces.
Mm,
Um, and my goal was to do it all myself. Besides the recording part, that I did
yeah.
professionally. Professionally did that, but I played everything, even if it was a duo.
Mm.
I was doing that, and I was
That's
recording it.
incredible.
Yeah, and
That
it
is
was kind of,
incredible.
and that was also a learning experience because I had to play perfectly to a recording of
Mm,
myself, which was not easy to do, to be like really exact.
yeah.
Um, yeah, and I
So
wanted to,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I wanted to do a
Sorry, I didn't want.
crossover. That was my goal, to do a crossover
Mm,
album for violin solo,
mm.
and yeah, whatever moved me in the moment, I wrote down. Yeah, but I would
Listen,
say, yeah, sorry.
no, go. You would
I,
say, sorry, we are here for
I would
you.
say, yeah, I think what I realized is also during that album that I'm a huge fan of the fiddle world. Like the
Mm,
fiddle style is really my thing. And you will
yeah,
always, in every composition or arrangement I do, it will always come through. Always.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
No,
because I
I
like the
listen. It's
fast.
amazing. What about your show, though? I mean, again, you did a solo show.
I
Is
did
this
that.
something? Yeah, is it a one-time thing, or is it something you repeat? And
Well,
it's similar that that it's just you have a very versatile repertoire, where you come from jazz and fiddle and Celtic classic and whatever else is out there, from tango, etc. That's what you do
it
with your show
has
as well.
it has changed through the years
Okay.
because my it's first of all, it's been difficult to play or to
Mm,
promote if you're like a freelancer that does everything on their own without an
yeah.
agent or anything. It's a tough thing to get booked as a
Mm,
violin soloist. That's not, yeah, you need to really convince people,
that's
and
true.
especially if it's like crossover and not super poppy or commercial music,
Mm,
it's difficult to do. So I wish it would have been easier, but it wasn't.
yeah, I
And
can imagine.
whenever I do now solo shows, I make it a little more commercial. I still in the fiddle,
Mm.
direction and including dance and all that, singing, but it's less crossover. Um,
It's less crossover, meaning.
Meaning, like my tunes, I love playing them,
Mm,
but they draw because they're so specific.
mm,
I program it a little bit more to a broader audience.
yeah.
I wish it was different, but it wasn't. And feel like maybe at some point I will meet an agent who can help me with that. But so far, yeah, I don't know. It's been difficult, you know. It's a little
Oh,
too bad because I wish I could
but
do it more.
I know, I know. Well, you know what? Let's hope, you know. And knowing you, I wouldn't be surprised if you manage to do everything you want to do. Um, so, I mean, listen, there's so many things we can talk about. I know that you don't only perform, compose, you create, you're teaching as well. You have you know, you're passionate about that as well. Um, and maybe coming to that, you know, maybe what advice would you give to young musicians who are trying to find their own voice and path like you did? You know, again, as you said, it wasn't an easy path, but maybe you have some advice, you know, for young musicians and maybe, which I'm also think is for all of us, what do you think the role music and creativity plays in today's world? You know.
Mm. First of all, I would say advice to be open-minded,
It's a good one.
um, to work hard. I think working hard is
Yeah.
important, but it's not just that, but also I feel like I learned that over time because when you go to school, you think you
Mm.
have to be a perfect musician and then you show up and only if you're perfect, you get the job. That's not true. There's a lot of personality. Personality
Yeah.
is very important. Open-mindedness, being social,
Mm.
you know, especially if you go on tour, you want to choose, you know, you want to be a person that people want to be
Mm.
with and not, you know, rather
Yeah.
avoid you. These are very different, very,
Yeah.
very, yeah, they're very important, these three things,
It's
you
actually
know?
interesting, right? Because you would, I think, if you think in traditional terms, you would think it's the skill and the talent that's enough. But you're right. If
Yeah.
you're, I mean, that's very interesting. I think many of us might not even know that. But so we are getting towards our end. So I have like, is
Oh,
there any
yes.
dream? Yeah, is there any dream collaboration or projects on your bucket list you would like to do?
Well, actually, really, I would love to do my own show and really go through with that. I don't know how yet, but I really want to.
Okay.
That would be amazing, you know? Like I don't know, like yeah, like my own stage, my own show. That's really my
Okay.
goal.
So we are all rooting for you. I'm sure you're going to get there. So out of curiosity, being a musician, and I often don't like these questions, being an art historian, is there a piece of music you never get tired of hearing?
Oh,
Something that
whew,
pops to your mind now. You don't have to answer because I find it personally very hard if someone asks me, who's your favorite artist? I mean, there are plenty of favorite work, but I thought maybe there's
yes,
something, or, you know, because again, you're so versatile, maybe some, or even tell me a style you have a preference for, or, and, you know, you know, some composer I know you like Prokofiev, right?
yes, I do.
Me too.
Yeah, yeah, nice.
So,
Yes, I love Bach.
yeah, I love
Yeah.
Bach too. Bach is, as they used to say, before and after Bach, there's no one.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, that's true. I mean, you probably can judge this a lot better than I do. If there's anything else to share, I mean, maybe you know, where people can find you, how they can reach you. You want to maybe give your website, your, you know, Instagram, social media. You can just share this now with our audience here, and you know, and
Yes.
do you want to do
Yes.
that now? Go
Yes,
ahead.
definitely. I just can I say one little thing before
Absolutely.
because you said what role music plays in the world.
Mm,
I think it really brings people together, and I really think
I love
you know
that.
some yeah, and I see that. I even saw it after Corona that people started hugging each other again, and I
Mm,
don't know, it was so wonderful, and they were crying, and I don't know, it's like that energy. I think it
yeah.
unites people.
I,
I really
and you know what? This is such a beautiful closure of our show, you know. But again, please go ahead and share how people
yeah.
can find you.
So my website is www.annettehomann.com. And of course, I have all the other channels too. On Instagram, it's Annette Homann violinist. YouTube, same thing, Annette Homann violinist. I'm everywhere. Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So thank you so much,
Spotify.
Annette. Thank I know, I just listened again. So thank you so much for sharing your journey, your art, and your passion with for music with all of us. We were just really very happy and lucky actually to have you here. So over to you again, Jana.
Well, thank you, Brigitte. And Annette, you're a delight. I'm going to definitely look you up. And I hope you get your own show and stage someday.
Yes, that
I'll
would be
vote
wonderful.
for
Thank
okay.
you
Or
Well,
so
maybe you
much
come
for
back
having
to
me.
the US here.
yeah.
Yeah, that would be
I will have you
amazing.
back on the
Yeah.
show.
And that
Yes.
too.
Well, we hope you have enjoyed our show. I know I have. If you have any questions or comments, please send us a message at malcolmpresents@gmail.com. Remember, you can find us at malcolmpresents.com and on YouTube and Celebrating Everyday People on Facebook and Buzzsprout. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you so
Bye.
much, everyone. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye bye.